Hello, this is Claude White again, and I am talking about the melee between the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns, and in particular, Mason Rudolph versus Myles Garrett, the All-Pro defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. Now, let me preface my comments by stating that obviously anybody that has followed my channel knows that I am a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I have been since the mid-'70s. I've grown up watching this team. My favorite players, obviously, Mean Joe Green, Franco Harris, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, L.C. Greenwood, Mel Blount. Like I said, I've been a fan ever since those 70 Steelers, which, in my opinion, are the real Pittsburgh Steelers, but I digress. Obviously, the Steelers enjoyed success in the first decade of the 2000s, but they have not won a Super Bowl since 2008. I've enjoyed a lot of different players, of course, since the great 70s teams. Carnell Lake, the bust, Jerome Bettis comes to mind. Obviously, Troy Polamalu, James Farrior, Casey Hampton, Hines Ward, Plaxico Burress when he was here with the Steelers. And now, listen, Mike Tomlin has done an amazing coaching job, but I am not going to give Myles Garrett a pass, obviously. There are some people who have a problem with him being suspended for the entire season. I do not have a problem with that. Listen, no matter what, you cannot hit this kid with a helmet. You've got to be under a rock if you haven't seen what's been going on with the NFL. And for all those who try to argue this fact, all you have to do is look at the movie Concussion. And that should be your answer as to why Myles Garrett deserves the suspension that he got. That being said, the fact that Mason Rudolph basically only gets a fine and a slap on the wrist is totally reprehensible. It is a disgrace. It is an absolute joke, considering that Mason Rudolph was the man who instigated this by trying to take off Myles Garrett's helmet. Let's face it, if he hadn't have provoked him, none of this would have happened in the very first place. Now, does Myles Garrett deserve the suspension that he got? Absolutely. But I will say that Mason Rudolph should have gotten at least 4 games for his participation and his instigation of this melee. Do I feel bad for Mason Rudolph? Absolutely not. Listen, I'm not happy that he took the helmet shot that he took, but let's face it, and anybody who has been on my channel knows that this is one of my favorite sayings, and Mason Rudolph, proved it again. And again, Mason Rudolph, it's as simple as this. You play stupid games, you win a stupid prize. And that's exactly what Mason Rudolph got last night at the hands of Myles Garrett. Now again, Myles Garrett deserves the suspension that he got, but there's no way that Mason Rudolph should be scot-free. Now, if you're a Steeler fan, you could argue that the punishment is that Mason Rudolph will be able to play, because he stinks. But again, play stupid games, Mason Rudolph. Win stupid prizes. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White. Take care, and God bless.